Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Elisa Joseph, and I am Director of Programs with the U.S. Black Chambers. This is an exciting time for us as we're nearing into the holiday season. And we wanted to bring you a great opportunity to help you, number one, be more efficient, but also help you be able to generate more revenue. So I'm really thankful to be able to welcome UPS today. And Deborah Wilson, we're going to bring her on in a minute. We'll introduce her team, but we really want to thank them for everything that they're doing to help our businesses continue to grow. And certainly the ability to provide you with opportunities that just help not only make life easier for you, hopefully helps to increase your profit as we move through this holiday season. Something that we definitely want to jump on board with. So with that, Deborah, it's your time to begin.
Wonderful. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Deborah Wilson with UPS. I'm the Director of Marketing. I just wanted to thank you all for the opportunity to be with you today. Wish we could all be together in person. Hopefully sometime soon we will be able to be. But we wanted to get together to talk about our view of the current retail environment. UPS has been studying the e-commerce market for more than 10 years through a piece of research that we do called the Pulse of the Online Shopper Survey. And we've been working directly with retailers across a variety of industries, and it gives us some really unique insights into developing retail trends that could be impacting your businesses. So 2020, a year marked by disruption for the retail industry, is heading for an apt conclusion. Consumers will change their shopping behavior to shifting online, and even retailers will have to take steps to discourage crowds on Black Friday. So while this holiday season will certainly look different for retailers, sales are actually forecasted to grow slightly over 2019 to nearly $1.1 trillion, meaning that retailers that are ready to adapt may be able to make up for some of the losses from earlier in the year. And we expect this momentum to continue into the new year. So let me go ahead and introduce our leaders for our workshop today, Sophia Schote and Ayanna Green. Sophia is UPS President of US Sales. In her current role, she oversees US sales with a strong focus on helping small and medium businesses to grow. She leads a national sales team comprised of customer-facing and inside sales professionals focused on all aspects of the customer sales experience. Sophia serves in the community organizations working to further diversity, equity, and inclusion, including UPS's Corporate Diversity Business Growth Council. She is also a Cool Girls Incorporated board member and a part of Leadership Atlanta class of 2021. Previously, Sophia served as a sponsor of UPS's African American Business Resource Group and on the regional board for Big Brothers, Big Sisters in Dallas, Texas, and is a 2012 graduate of Leadership America. And our presenter who will kick us off today is Miss Ayanna Green. She's the VP of Small and Medium Business Strategy and Revenue Channels. In her current role, she leads small and medium business strategy and channels which include digital communications, retail channels, startups, and the diverse customer segment. Ayanna walks the talk of her passion and commitment to social justice, diversity, and inclusion by leading our MBA Marketing Management program, including recruitment of diverse talent, and through her role as part of the UPS Diversity and Inclusion Steering Committee, as well as the UPS Equity, Justice, and Action Task Force. I introduced myself. I'm the Director of Marketing for a team that has the pleasure of working with minority-owned businesses, and we create programs to provide access to resources and solutions for small businesses. From helping companies manage inbound transportation from their suppliers, finding new warehouse and fulfillment options, to optimizing final customer delivery experience, and everything in between, we're very passionate about connecting UPS services and solutions to our customers. And then finally, I'd like to introduce Ben Schultz, who is a manager for retail and e-commerce strategy. In his role, he's responsible for monitoring and forecasting global e-commerce trends and helping match small and medium business size needs with UPS's suite of products and solutions. Prior to this role, Ben was a part of our UPS marketing intelligence team, and he's done a lot of work to develop a good understanding of the disruptive forces that are impacting retail and transportation. And so Ben will help us out with our Q&A later on. But with that,
So Deborah,
yeah,
it's Lisa. Would you mind? We have a quick poll that we can potentially use as kind of an icebreaker, which I think would be great for Sophia and Ayana as they deliver their comments today. So if you wouldn't mind, we're going to launch it. And I'll let everybody who's attending today know that we'll be monitoring the chat. So please, please, please put questions in there. We'll have time for Q&A. You're going to get some really great information today. But before we start, I'd love for you to just share something quickly with us. How well prepared do you feel that your business is as you're entering the holiday season? And so we're going to just take a quick minute for you all to just respond to that. And I think it'll be great information for our speakers. So you can start, everybody can start filling in their responses. And give it another 30 seconds. So Lisa, if you're seeing something on your end, please feel free to halt the poll so we can get some data from this. So happy to see that at least 50% of you are somewhat prepared. I think that's great. And you're going to learn so much from this session that it's really, for those of you who were feeling, maybe a little shaky at this time because there's so much to do, UPS is going to help you streamline that. So you are definitely the crowd that we're looking to speak to today. So thank you so much for that little bit of time and for sharing your thoughts. And as I said, please remember to put your questions into the chat. Deborah, turning it back over to you.
And Ayana's going to kick us off if we can advance forward to the next screen.
Sure. First of all, thank you, Deborah. I need Deborah to introduce me everywhere I go. I'm sure Sophia feels the same way. I like that. But first of all, thank you so much for allowing us to spend time with you. We're really excited and feel particularly connected to this audience. So thank you for having us. And we want to start off kind of, with some quotes to serve as some inspiration and things that certainly matter to me and us. So first of all, we recognize how important small businesses are. You represent 99% of all employers in the US and responsible for generating well over half of the new jobs created. I mean, that's tremendous. And you are part of that economy. You are the backbone of our economy, our community, and I'm sure for your families. Just building on that, a small business is an amazing way to serve and leave an impact on the world you live. I hope you feel that every day. I hope you feel valued. I know times are tough, especially now, especially for communities that are of color and businesses that are of color, but you're making a difference. And last, and this is really kind of gets to what it takes to be successful. The secret of success is to do the common thing uncommonly well. And it's amazing how certain quotes can stand the test of time. This is a Rockefeller quote. And so I hopefully you all are thinking about what you do and how you can bring some excellence to that's above and beyond the norm today. So this is our purpose statement, and it's moving our world forward by delivering what matters. And I really felt strongly about putting this in here because I want you to know that by us being your partner, meaning we are delivering your products and services, meaning we are delivering what matters to you, to your end users, and as mentioned, really for our economy, our community, and your families. So do know and trust. We know that responsibility. We take care and pride in making sure we are good stewards of your business, making sure that we do deliver what matters and your businesses matter. So bridging to where we are. So let's talk about e-com growth. So it's no surprise that e-com growth has skyrocketed with close to 18% growth in 2020, making up 15% of all retail spending, and that represents close to $700 billion. I mean, that's phenomenal. Unfortunately, on the converse side of that, retail has taken a bit of a dip. You can argue it's been right sizing. But e-com is certainly the trend that's going forward and has been accelerated with COVID. And this brings us to retail, as mentioned. There have been, tremendous store closures, especially as of late, but it's really been somewhat of a right sizing of what's been happening on the retail side of things. So one thing to note is that with these closures, we know that our businesses of minority SMBs have been disproportionately affected. So between February and April, a number of active businesses owners fell by 22%, but Black-owned businesses fell 41%. Latino businesses fell by 32%, Asian-owned businesses by 26%, and female-owned businesses fell by 25%. And businesses owned by immigrants fell by 36%. So we are well aware that this community has been disproportionately affected, and we're working on efforts to support and really elevate and lift up SMBs overall. But we are certainly leaning in for our customers of color, our SMBs of color. One reason why we're on the line today and why, Sophia and myself are personally doing what we can to also elevate the community of color within UPS and beyond. So a couple of things to note when you start to think about what to do and how to set yourself apart. Despite these what seems like dire circumstances, whenever there's I like to say, whenever there are lemons, it's an opportunity to make lemonade. So there are certain things you can do to differentiate yourself. You can certainly compete on price, and we have seen a lot of low price competitors win in this space. And then we have seen a lot of offerings that have differentiated solutions also win. With that said, I would urge you not to compete solely on price. Just because that can be a race to the bottom, but price is certainly going to be a determining factor, especially as the economy continues to suffer. But hopefully in 2021, that rebounds a bit. So I would really think about what is your point of differentiation, whether that be speed, product selection, product uniqueness, and so forth. What sets you apart from your competition? Lean in on that and own that. And that gets back to that initial quote, success almost rests on doing what's common uncommonly well. So when you think of differentiation, it's one way to think about it is really thinking about the complete customer experience, whether that be choice, control, convenience, transparency. It's the end-to-end experience. And it's something even at UPS we're mindful of as well. And so we urge you to think of that as well. So 21% of research products really start on social media. So all of your customers or consumers are largely starting their interaction or their decision point online. They're looking at reviews, looking at several points of information, et cetera, to determine what their next steps are. They also look at your return policy. How frictionless will this transaction be, especially as we've gone to this e-commerce largely dominated ecosystem, that's a point of consideration now in a way that maybe it wasn't as much before, but it matters. 44% of your consumers will abandon the cart if the price is too high. That price could be led by like some of those shipping costs. 94% can be motivated to slow shipping. So that's really important to know. I think in this day and era, there's this belief that speed and immediacy is required to compete. It can be for some, but it is not a requisite. For several, especially if price is the difference, they're willing to wait. So it's really important to know where your customer sits on that spectrum. 42% believe a positive returns experience includes free returns. We know that to be very true, and our UPS stores also help support making this as frictionless and seamless as possible through some of the returns capabilities that we have via the UPS store. So hopefully you give that some thought and consider UPS to be your partner. 34% want to connect with the merchant by email about delivery. We have solutions in place to help give you visibility to tracking of your products, but that's really important. Your consumers want to know where their product is en route, whether they chose fast delivery or slow. So transparency and communication are really paramount. And 36% switch from research site to purchase site to collect benefits. So loyalty matters, and if you have a loyalty program and something of that sort of rewards program, there are ways to incent that loyalty as well. So it's important to understand what works for your customers and deliver against that. So next, let's think about, and we talked a bit about this, consider removing shipping speed as the only evaluator. It really, at the end of the day, your customer is buying more than the speed in which the product is delivered. They're buying your product or your service. So really making sure you do that uniquely well, or I like to say now uncommonly well. But obviously speed does matter for certain customers given time of the year. Obviously we're going into peak season for us, which means holiday time. So it's important to make sure that you understand what needs to be delivered by when, but also give that flexibility if speed is not a requisite. So it's, and then obviously, as mentioned, communicate where that product is throughout that delivery chain as well. Making sure you have the right partners that can give and help you deliver that transparency. You know, that matters most importantly. So customers should be empowered to make decisions and shape the experience that they want. So you want to give that choice and that convenience to your customers. So there are some levers to pull in this new retail environment. And it's really important things to consider. So demand generation, so really engaging with your SMBs digitally, using the data and technology that you have. This is a unique time because everything is going to an e-com interface or interaction. You have the opportunity to really better understand your customers, you know, their preferences, their demographics, et cetera, so that you can build an experience that better suits their needs. So that would be the positive side of this e-com explosion, data collection, making sure you're set up to have that information. Another one is, you know, the physical space to draw customers in. So rethinking the store. You know, the physical interaction will not go away completely. So what are those opportunities to reimagine that? And lastly, supply chain. It's often something that SMBs think about a little bit. I'd argue too late in the process when it is actually critical. If you think about it, an SMB, your customer is thinking about purchasing your product. The fact that it delivers on time and meets their expectation is absolutely part of the brand promise that you're committing to. So we'll talk a little bit more about each one of these on the next couple of slides. So as mentioned, leveraging technology it's really important. So and all to deliver a superior customer experience. So as mentioned, there's social commerce. So making sure that you're using your social channels to make sure you're establishing a relationship, not just a transaction with every one of your customers. That is critical. In this day and age, it's all about relationship building, and that can be delivered by digitization or personalization. But either way, your customers want to feel like they're uniquely heard and their needs are uniquely met by what you provide. Video, that's another way that you can, another technology which is obviously been established for some time, but how you use that is really important. I know video reviews are going to be even more important going forward. There's several platforms that use that really well today. How do you use that today? How do you use that to tell your story, whether that be branding, your customer experience, or even maybe the post experience on the back end? Voice technology is also important. I'm a slow adopter generally, and I have Alexa now, and I will say the ability to just speak a command and have something respond is unbelievable. And again, a frictionless experience. So, start to think about maybe if that's something that you can work into your process. And augmented reality. This is something that probably hasn't been as widely adopted quite yet, but it is coming, especially as we're looking at more contactless interactions, et cetera. How do you simulate what an in-person experience is using this technology? So all things to consider. Rethinking the store. Now, this is important. For those of you that have a physical retail experience, I know times have been particularly tough. I know I go out, and at the beginning of COVID, I couldn't believe what a ghost town it feels like. But slowly but surely, we'll start to get our brick and mortar stores back up and running. But I will say how we interact in our brick and mortar stores will change. We need to reimagine the store experience. For some, it should be a showroom experience, having limited inventory on hand and making sure that your customer can touch and feel, but still complete the transaction online is something that some people might consider depending on your business model. Really using your brick and mortar stores to start to promote different services or tangential products that you can deliver up is something to consider as well. Pop-up and mobile, I think this is going to be even more prevalent, especially with all these mall closures and strip mall closures. There'll be more opportunity to get in and out of some of these retail spaces, and that might be perfect, especially if your business is seasonal. Take advantage of that, and develop some buzz around an event using, a pop-up store or something of that sort. Partnerships. Another way to drive volume to a retail experience. And I heard someone say it's not only about a point of purchase, but it's a point of experience. So consider that when you're building out and thinking about your brick and mortar experience. At the end of the day, it's really important that you think financially about how you're wed to a retail experience. You do not want to be in a position, so many have been in the past, that your business model is completely sunk into a traditional brick and mortar experience.
All right, I'll take it from here, Ayana. And if you could go back just a couple others that I want to point out, the omni-channel specifically, because we'll talk a little bit more about this in a few of the other slides, but having that online experience as well as the in-store experience and making that a seamless experience for your customers is something that's very important. And you can even see that in a lot of the restaurants that have the curbside pickup, and providing additional opportunities for you to experience the business and for your customers to have a different type of experience, but still a good experience. Gives you some other options as you're rethinking how do you promote your store in a different way in this different environment. And I just want to touch on that one as well, because I know we'll talk about that a little bit more in a few of the other slides. So of the three levers, this is the last lever, which is that supply chain. And when you think about the supply chain, speed is generally the default when you think about how do you service your customers and involve different ways of utilizing your supply chain. And if you think about the way that we used to do it, and some still do it, is really about the efficiencies, reducing cost, and looking at that past and current configurations, the hub and spoke and localized fulfillment. It was, let me put my locations in certain places, my distribution sites, and then every customer really gets the same experience. So if they visit your site online and want something shipped, it's no matter who you are, it's shipped in 5 to 7 days, or you'll get it before 10 days, but everybody got that same experience. And a lot of businesses still do that today. And some customers know that, no matter what I do, this is the service that I'm going to get. But as we move forward and things change, people want a little bit more customized, customer-friendly, enhanced customer experience, which brings you to the intelligent fulfillment. And it's really saying, I'm going to tell you exactly when you're going to get your delivery, when exactly your experience is going to take place. So as the graph shows there in the middle, a certain zip code, if you're in that zip code, you may get next day delivery. But if you're outside of that, you may get 2-day delivery. So now everybody doesn't get the same type of service. It's a little bit more customized. And as a business owner, you put your inventories in the right places where you can offer a little bit more of a customized experience for your consumer and enhance that for them. And then on the far right, you see there the UPS solution optimization. It's really trying to help you enhance that customer experience by some of the things that we have. So it wouldn't be right if Ayana and I didn't talk a little bit about what UPS can bring to the table and how we can solve some of these problems for you. But you can see the evolution there with some of the UPS solutions that we have. You see the ones at the top there are kind of shared inventory and some areas that aren't necessarily specifically designed to UPS, but as you're around the curve, you see the e-fulfillment, which allows you the opportunity to not have to purchase the distribution sites or brick and mortar yourself, but being able to utilize our locations and warehouses to place your inventory in strategic places to get it to your customers and provide that customized experience for them. And then you see on rounding the corner, extended delivery. It's being able to get a much later pickup and still get that next day service for your customers. So speed is still something that's very important, and you're able to offer a better experience as it relates to speed because of the services that UPS can offer you as the shipper and consumer. And then you see on the very bottom there, UPS Capital, and a lot of people don't realize that we have a financial arm, but UPS Capital offers insurance services. It also offers funding so that we can help you do some of these things, these creative things that you may need to do as a business, but you need some financial support. And so our UPS Capital arm can provide that support so that you can get a little bit more creative with your supply chain and offer a different customer experience as it relates to speed or a multitude of other things that are important to our consumers. So it really puts that customer first mindset in place so that you're thinking about your customer and the experience that you can provide to them, which are the things that keep them coming back to your business. If you go to the next slide, it talks a little bit about the evolving behavior of our customers. So there are really 3 shifts in consumer behavior that you can take advantage of right now to impact your business and your customers. And one is really ties back to some of the things I talked about on the previous slide, is really knowing what's in stock in your inventory, making sure your inventory is available in the right places, so that you can provide that information to your customers. So if somebody's going to shop online and they're looking to say, is this on back order or can I get it right now? If they're able to see what that inventory availability is, they're more apt to make that purchase, or it'll enhance their experience because they know what to expect. So providing that inventory availability, putting the inventory in the right places so that you're able to have that stock is something that helps with your customer demand, your customer experience, and customer satisfaction. As I mentioned, another reason why I wanted to go back and focus on that omni-channel, as you can see, that really drives the shopping and demand for the customers because they have more options. The buy online, purchase in store has provided a lot of people the opportunity, again, maybe that curbside pickup. They can just ride by, get the merchandise and keep going, because a lot of people don't want to go in the stores and shop today. So this is just another way of having other options, making sure you have that online presence, but then also incorporating some other ways for your customers to get their merchandise and continue to shop with you and make you that business that they want to do business with because you've given them options. And then the last one you see there that really drives consumer behavior is the trust and transparency, because they want to know that they're getting a good product and they want a brand that they can trust. And that sometimes outweighs the price that they're willing to pay, because if they know they're going to get a good product and they know they can trust in using you online, putting their credit card in online, if they know they can trust that, then they're more apt to buy from you versus buying from someone else. So having that trust and transparency is something that's very important. So next we'll talk about some successful tactics that we've seen from customers in this pandemic time. The inventory management, again, having that inventory visibility, knowing what's in stock, knowing where the inventory is, knowing what's going on with the inventory. That the businesses that we've seen manage that process, we see have much more success than those that let their inventory run out, don't have the inventory in the right places and are searching for it. So that has been something that we've seen really drive success with some of our SMBs. Supply chains become shorter. Another thing really ties back to that inventory where, previously you couldn't get the inventory from China because of the pandemic and what happened. So some customers started finding closer places to get their inventory, and also within the US, finding a place within the US so that they could get the inventory, have it here, and be able to distribute to their customers. So looking at other alternatives within the supply chain that provide you an opportunity to take care of your customers. And then again, the seamless online and offline operations, again, going back to that omni-channel, and being able to provide those options to your customer, because obviously the more options that they have, the more apt they are to come to you versus someone that may have a limit on what they can do, how they can shop, what's available to them. So those are some of the things that we've seen SMBs do that have made them more successful throughout this trying time that we're in right now. So again, how can UPS help? Here are some solutions that customers have available to them, businesses have available to them, so that that you can be successful or increase the chances of being successful. And these are just a few of the solutions that we offer. And again, I know sometimes people are surprised when UPS talks about things outside of just, hey, I'll pick your package up and I'll deliver your package. But we also offer solutions and really try to work with your business, provide consulting to you, make you feel like we are part of your business, because if you're successful, we're successful. So we come out and really understand your business and provide the right solutions. And here are just a few that help enable that speed piece that we talked about, that helps drive consumer success and experience. Our fastest ground ever is really optimizing our network and being able to get the packages to your customer a lot faster than we have in the past. So it's doing that optimization and saying you don't have to ship it next day air, second day air, which may be a little more costly. You can put it on the ground and still get a really good time in transit. And we continue to optimize that as we move forward and continue to get better and better, having an advantage in the marketplace on the time in transit to from the shipper to the consumer. 7-day delivery. Everyone is hearing that is more and more important, that they want to have the availability to get their packages every day. So now we have the weekend services. We'll deliver on Saturday, we'll deliver on Sunday. So we're able to offer that to your customers, and again, create that availability for your customers to come back because they have those options. Extended next day delivery. I talked a little bit about that on a previous slide, being able to get that later pickup so you can still get next day delivery, even if maybe you are sourcing up until midnight, and we're still able to come and make a pickup. And obviously, depending on the location and geography, those options vary, but it's something that we have out there to allow the customers to continue to process, continue taking orders as late as you can, and still be able to provide a next day ground service delivery to the customers. I talked a little bit about e-fulfillment, where to go, 2 options where you can place your inventory in different distribution sites and be closer to the customer in order to get it to them a lot faster. And you don't have to go out and find your own location, your own warehouses, your own distribution sites. You can use ours and be able to get that to your customers. And all of these provide that additional speed that you need to get to your customers, because we know how a lot of people want that instant gratification, and they want it now. And these options help get it to the customer a lot faster. And UPS can help with that. So just a couple other ways where we can help improve the customer experience and offer additional solutions to you and to your customers. And obviously we can provide additional detail on all of these options that we have out there. So you got the access point network, where if a customer ships something and they know they're not going to be home, or there is a access point that is on their way to and from work, they can swing by there and they don't have to have their packages sitting outside waiting, and they can just swing by and pick those packages up at any access point, and keep right on going and not miss a beat. And so we provide those all around the country for people to use as an option. My Choice for business, being able to offer different options from a My Choice standpoint, because we've had the My Choice residential, where customers can go in and see what's going on with their packages, but this offers it for businesses, so that you can have that visibility of your packages and get a little bit more control of your shipping. And then there's the My Choice for home, the residential, where you can see where your package is, maybe redirect the package within the system, gives you all the information about what's happening with the things that are coming to you to be delivered. Customers absolutely love that and want that information, and UPS My Choice allows them to have that that visibility of what packages are coming into them. Optoro and the UPS returns portfolio, a multitude of returns options. I know when you sell something, you don't want it coming back, but if a customer knows that they have that option, if anything goes wrong, again, they're more apt to use your business than a business that may not offer a return solution. And we have many different ones depending on what the needs are of your business and your customers. And then digital operations, so being able to have that that partnership and use that digital presence in order to provide that to you and your customers, offering that to our customers as a solution as well. So again, this is just a very short list of the things that we can do to help support your business and provide a better customer experience for your customers. So with that, Ayana, I think I'm going to turn it back over to you to talk about some very specific customer successes.
Yeah, so one thing I'm happy to say is that we have had experience, and we have some great testimonies to share about how we have helped SMBs and especially SMBs of color. So Sassy Jones is a great example. She has done phenomenally well, just due to her own product, but also her own ingenuity, growing at a rate of over like 4,500, landing on number 75 on Inc. 500 fastest growing companies. So proud to call her a customer, and also proud to say we delivered upon our brand promise. So she used to be, have back orders for over like 2 weeks and so, and now that we've been starting to work together, we're able to help her ship out same day. And that's incredible for someone like her. There's one less thing for her to worry about. You can imagine the stress she had, above and beyond making sure that she was getting the eyeballs on her product, making sure she was delivering a quality product, to also be preoccupied with, my goodness, what am I going to do now that I have all these orders that I worked so hard for? And this is what I mean about SMBs sometimes think about supply chain a little bit later than they should. Think about us sooner. We will help alleviate that headache and concern by making sure your products get to your customers, as soon as you'd like. So this is a great example, and I will say, because of the success of this relationship, we were able to support her and helped her join us with our sponsorship of Damon John's Black Entrepreneurs Day. Proud to say we're a sponsor of that, the first ever. We're a founding sponsor. We profiled some SMBs that we supported, specifically those that are African American, and she was among them. So we're happy to not only obviously support your business, but celebrate your business as well. As Sophia said, your success is our success, and we mean that, and we certainly back that up. So some key things to just think about as you go into the holiday season, be ready for that e-commerce surge. Know that we're ready for you. We're making sure that we have, extra hands on tap to help us make sure we deliver all the packages that we know are going to come through our systems. We're excited about that. We're ready for that. That's peak season, all hands on deck, literally all hands on deck. Pull those sales forward. A great example is Amazon created Prime Day. Everything used to be Black Friday. They created their own holiday, right? So there's no reason why you can't do the same. Be early out there promoting your businesses. Create your own special day, but tied to a time when consumers are ready to spend and expect some deals. Understand those customer shipping needs. As mentioned, for some people, they want to spend a little extra to get it there quicker, or they just expect to get it there quicker. For others, it's not that important. So better understand that so that you are efficiently spending your money and your resources, and then make brick and mortar an asset. As mentioned, for those of you that have a physical retail, point of contact, reimagine how you use that. That's certainly an asset for you, but reimagine what that can look like come 2021. Get creative on that end. So those are some tips to consider as you move into the holiday season. We're anxious to be your partner of choice to help you over that hump. So do want to thank you. As you probably see in the chat, Deborah is furiously responding to everyone, telling them to email us at diversitygrowth@ups.com. Also learn more about what we're doing and specifically to support our diverse customers. We're really excited to lean in and be your partner of choice. ups.com/diverse customers. We do have a special promo to extend to you. So save 25% on ground and 45% off air using BB Show 2020. So take advantage of that. And then last but not least, really consider signing up for a 15-minute free consultation. And honestly, it's as long as it needs to be for us to better understand your needs and then connect you with the right resources. So that literally comes into my team. So please reach out. We want to hear from you. And then I literally connect to Sophia. I say, I need one of your sales resources to help me convert this customer and deliver your needs. So literally, we are end to end for you. We are here to service you. So sign up for one of our consultations, and you see the URL behind or on this.
Hi, Anna, it's Elisa. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Great. So I've got like 4 questions that I'd like to share with you and Sophia. The first is, and I'm going from last to first. So Tamika Lyons wants to know, how long are the promo codes good for? Deborah's just answered that through the end of 2020.
Excellent.
Asha Palmer wanted to know, does everything that you're describing with UPS, does it integrate with Shopify?
So Shopify is one of our is one of our partners. So yes, we are integrated with Shopify. If you are a Shopify customer, you should see UPS on their platform.
Nay wanted to know, is this beneficial for startups only shipping about 3 packages weekly? So the solutions that you provided, are they in a smaller company with not, daily deliveries, be able to utilize UPS solutions that you've identified?
I'll take that one. Yes. And it really just depends on what's the right solution for you. And a lot of the solutions, can be catered to larger, smaller. Some of them, depending on what they are, may only be available to the larger. But I would say the best thing to do is if you're a very small business, sign up for the consultation. And that's where we can have that dialogue and really understand what's the right solution for you. Because the one thing that I do try to stress is that my team usually goes in, try to understand the business, and then determine what's the right solution and options that we have for your size and type of business and where you're trying to go in the future. So this is an opportunity to put it all out there, but the best way to do it is for us to really cater to you specifically.
Thank you so much, Sophia. Shanice asked, she loves how you all are offering 7-day delivery which is better than other shipping carrier competitors. But in regards to ground shipping, her business ships cold and frozen items. And she's been constantly informed that UPS next day air was her only option. Of course, it's more costly, even if it's time efficient. Are there other options for her?
Well, I would say it's all based on, truly the time in transit, because, if you are trying to get, from the East Coast to the West Coast, that is the best option and really the only option that we have is to get there. So it really goes back to the time in transit. Where are you? Where are you shipping to? Where we have ground service that's next day, that definitely is something that that you can use. So you would have to look at where you're going, where you are, and where you're going, and determine what's the best solution. So next day air is the best because it's guaranteed to be there next day. But depending on the zip code, you could use ground in some areas.
Okay, and then Tamika Lyons asks, how can bookstores utilize UPS for media mail options? I know it's been getting expensive with the post office, and a lot of the shipping rates have changed. So how does UPS solve for that?
Ayana, you want to take that one?
Tamika, I got to tell you, I'm not exactly sure what you need by media mail options. But I will say we certainly have experts that can answer that question, even if I'm not the right expert at this time. So I encourage you to reach out to virtual consultation to see if we can answer that question for you. Please do.
Thank you, Ayana. That's the last question. I'm gonna give you all about a minute. If you have any other questions, I'm happy to ask the team, and we'll begin wrap up. But I just want to say this information is really amazing. It aligns to a lot of the work that we do here at USBC when we're talking about particularly, inventory management and how to be more cost effective, in terms of being able to preserve cash. I think, and definitely digital is the way. I think all of us, however long it takes to come out of this, digital should not be an option that you throw away, even when people are able to come into your stores. So I think everything you all have really talked about today has just been extremely valuable, and I thank you so much for that. And Tamika, looks like Deborah's going to look for some info that she can get back to you on, but of course, you also have that free 15-minute consultation with UPS as well. Is there anything in closing, Ayana or Sophia, that you want to add?
I just want to say, thank you to everyone for, being on the call, and thank you guys for inviting us. Anytime that we can, bring more information about what UPS can do and also how we can help SMBs grow, we are definitely open to doing that and eager to do that. We want to see small and medium businesses thrive, and definitely entrepreneurs really get into it, and wherever we can offer solutions and help you grow your business, we absolutely want to do that.
The only thing I'd add to that is this partnership means a great deal to us. This is one that my team in particularly manages. So we're excited to add this value. Know that we're invested in your success. And so hopefully we have solutions that you see match up to your needs. But do know, like, we're here on the other side. Literally, we are ultimately, myself and Sophia are here on the other side. Eventually what you ask, arrives on our desk. So we're here to make sure you succeed. So we're excited to be here. And we're rooting for you, and we believe we're the partner of choice to help you get over the finish line.
We're so thankful, Sophia and Ayana, that you are there. When we close this out, we will be sending all of you an email that gives you some additional resources, and we will continue to keep you informed of what's going on at UPS and how they best can help you. I'm going to jump on for a minute just to go through some other things that we want to make you aware of at USBC. The first is we have a platform called buyblack.us. And the purpose of this platform is to do a couple of things. We hear a lot of times that it's hard to find Black businesses. And so we want to make that simpler for people so that excuse goes away. And so we're inviting you all to please register for free by black.us. It gives both a business to consumer opportunity in terms of people being able to search and find you, and then also for you as a business owner, B2B with another business owner in terms of looking at opportunities to work together. We're also excited that by February, we will have launched our certification program. So there's lots of certifications out there, but there aren't any Black certification programs. And so we will be launching that as part of this platform, which will provide a ton of other opportunities as relates to matchmaking and strategic alliances and the like. So very excited about that. Next, we have, I want the slide to come up, or not. Next, we have Grow with Google. So we do have a partnership with Google where they're offering verified virtual badges. So once you go to buyblack.us, also then want you to go to grow.google. That will enable you to also indicate that your business is Black owned. Although this came out of tragedy, there's so many companies that are willing now to ensure that our businesses have an opportunity to grow and expand and to build their customer base. So if you don't do anything today, those two things I do want you to do. Next slide. And then finally, we have, just as we're doing today, this is one of our Thursday Edge programs, but we do a workshop series once or twice a month that focuses on resources to help combat COVID-19 issues that may happen with your business, keep you moving forward. And so we thank UPS for participating with us today in our Thursday's Edge. Next week, we're going to do one on certification. And then the following week, both the 17th and the 24th, we will also have a session sponsored by Chase, Advancing Black Entrepreneurs, that you can sign up for. And you can sign up for all of this at usblackchambers.org/CARES Act. And you'll see that slide coming up. So anything that you need to do relative to information that helps you move through COVID, resources that help you be able to plan for what you're going to be doing in your business, ideas to really keep you moving and ensure your growth. That's what we're here for. If you have ideas about things that you may want to hear about, please email us and we will figure out our way to get that to you as well. But partnerships like this, like we have with UPS, are going to be ongoing. And so there will always be some resource available, a way for you to connect with them directly through our sites, a way for them to also speak with you, whether we do other sessions like this or we send out e-blasts and email. This session will also be available. So it has been taped. We're going to do a little bit of editing, but it will be available on YouTube as well. So I encourage you to review it for other ideas, share it with your business colleagues, with other businesses that you think this will be a great help to. Again, just feel free to keep reaching out to us with anything that you need. On behalf of the U.S. Black Chambers, my partner, Alicia Gay, who's behind working on the slides for us, all of you who have joined us today, and especially to our leaders from UPS, we just really thank you, Sophia, Ayana, Deborah, and Ben, for being part of this day today and really sharing such valuable information and resources. So please don't forget to look for your free consultation. And don't forget to use the discounts that you have. Those will be available through the end of the year. With that, I want to again thank everybody for being with us. Please be safe. I wish you a splendid and abundant holiday season. And thank you so much for joining.